Hey everybody, Felix Stoffelbaker here. I wanted to make a video because we're seeing something very unique happen, and not too many other blockchains or just things in general can claim this type of level of economic activity. We're seeing right now down in Venezuela, where the currency is absolutely crashing against the US dollar. We're seeing already over 1,100 companies, 1,100 businesses, 1,100 local, peer-to-peer type markets, all accepting EOS as money. EOS is being used as money in Venezuela, and this isn't anything new. I've been making a video about this before. I talked to a couple people from down there, and literally EOS is exploding because their currency is so devalued and so in turmoil against the dollar, and because of what the United States has done. They used to be one of the most prosperous countries, especially in South America. And, there's a whole nother story and issue that go along with that, and the history of just Venezuela being mistreated. But now they're finding, the people themselves found a way to be able to combat that, and they're using EOS. They're literally accepting it for all their stuff. You can go to EOSmarketplace.io and find out all the places that accept it, all the stuff that they accept it for. You can buy stuff with your EOS and have it shipped up to the States, wherever you're at. Like, they'll literally ship it to you. So, you can be a part of this proliferation of new layer 1 money that is EOS. And we're seeing this play out in places like Venezuela, where it's actually a necessity, and they don't have the luxury of, say, the United States, who's a first world country, and on top of that, the world reserve currency. So anything that has a transaction around the globe in dollars goes through the New York Fed, and they benefit from that more than the people around the globe, simply because it keeps the money velocity up and allows them to print more money and raise assets for themselves, and all the type of stuff that we see shenanigan-wise going on. But there's a lot of people discounting the fact that EOS is actually being used as money in places like Venezuela, and people aren't grasping that. I really don't think they're grasping that, because if they did, there'd be a lot more EOS activity, and a lot more people would be catching on in other places and starting to use it as money as well. Like farmers markets and antique shops and garage sales and all that type of stuff could easily be used as EOS as money, to be able to settle all those things instantly with half-second block times. And we're seeing that play out in places like Venezuela, and we're seeing places like El Salvador legalize tender in Bitcoin and make cryptocurrency for the first time legal tender in a sovereign nation. There's nothing stopping a nation like Venezuela or like El Salvador, two of the places that are probably most likely, or even Puerto Rico, to accept EOS and make EOS legal tender. And I think that could potentially be possible. And we're really seeing Venezuelans be prosperous and be able to benefit from the fact that they're using this EOS as money. And, I just don't see too many people discussing that and just the broader implications of what that really means. We literally won't find out how important this was and how much it saved these people until we go through the entire reset, the entire transformation of wealth, and roll into the new economy before we see that, these people who used EOS as money fared better than the people who didn't, and some people lost everything and just that kind of thing. But I just literally see EOS being legal tender in a sovereign nation. It's got to be within the next 12 months, just given the market timing and everything that's gone on. There's so much currencies that will be failing against the dollar, especially since we printed $23 trillion since COVID. All this type of stuff, people just have no idea what's going on. And, it'll slap a lot of people too if EOS becomes legal tender and, they were somebody who held EOS at one point and thought they understood it, but now are wondering why, and they can't get as much for the same price that they had it before, and those type of things. So I just want to put that out there. EOS could be legal tender by a sovereign nation. Stoffel Baker out.